Ravens place kicker Justin Tucker was accused of inappropriate sexual behavior by, at the time of this article that I'm reading, that one, well, that says 3. I have 6, but it's now jumped to 10. He's been barred from many of massage spas. I thought this news was a surprise to some, but tweets popped up from like 4 years ago. Apparently, this is not a surprise to anybody, which leads to this conversation. And I'm gonna shoot to y'all. The Ravens usually are a franchise that clean nose. You know, y'all have came on this show here and said, "Look, I wish we did things a different way with a kind of player that we draft, targeted free agency, what so have you." But learning this information here and how they seemingly, allegedly, have known about this and swept it under the rug. What are the thoughts about the franchise and how they handled this situation?
I mean, yeah, if see, the thing about it is, like, it was one person, like, you're like, all right, man, people. But when you have so many people coming out saying the same exact thing, things usually are trending in towards these are believable and true things. So you always want somebody to have that day. You always want somebody to be able to, if it comes to that route, have that day in court, whether it's civil or criminal. You want to always have that day, but it's not good. It's not a good look. Of course, they're gonna say they're close to months, but like I said, if they've known and they know this was come out, and this is part of the reason why he was missing kicks, that's malpractice. He should have been out of here. Especially some of these allegations are over 10 years old. So it's like, what was the issue? That's my only issue is from 2016 to now was 2012 to 2016, and now we in 2025. What happened over the last 9 years? What it was never just reported. Like, nobody decided to step up until 9 years later. But yeah, if you can deal with a lot of things, you just can't deal with. I don't deal with creeps, and if you creepy, then you gotta get out of town. Simple as that. You can't be doing things. You can't be disrespecting people like that if things are true. So I'm pretty sure he wants his day in court if it comes to that. Because a statement just saying that you deny it is not true, that's not good enough, really. So that's how I feel about it.
As far as your questions go, as far as how I look at the organization, I never really was one to believe that organizations should take these moral stances, especially when we're talking about entertainment and sports. Things get so blurry with the idea of celebrity and the idea of like being a public figure. A lot of times I feel like the standards we place on people is unfair. And the positions we expect an organization or a team or an industry to take against people and their transgressions, sometimes it gets tough to kind of just watch over time. But in situations like this, I feel like with the Ravens, if you purport yourself to be zero tolerance, no nonsense organization when it comes to allegations like this, I feel like you got to stand on business. You can't be sometimesy when you stand on business. Now, to be fair to the Ravens, when Ray Rice got into his domestic dispute with his still wife, they were going to let him play until the video was public. So that shows that the Ravens are willing to work with people until they really can't anymore, as far as publicity and things like that, and in that regard, you can understand. But then this regard, this is really confusing because it's not like these women are coming out trying to sue. It's not like these women were trying to even put him in jail. From what I have read, this started with rumblings in the background and a reporter getting a tip, reporter checking into that tip and going down a rabbit hole and talking to multiple women that did not know each other, weren't connected to each other at all. And these women saying, well, since you're asking, yeah, a few years back, blank happened. And this is the evidence, and this is the letter I wrote, and you got owners of establishments corroborating these stories. You got owners saying, "Yeah, we had the ban, bro. He was tripping," and you got all this stuff coming out, and it's very weird to hear that absolutely nothing was done. And I don't place that in this regard. I don't place it on the women because I'm thinking about it at a massage parlor, especially something luxurious, something that's supposed to be upscale. These are the type of clients you seek, these football players, these organizations. So, some of the organizations involved, they had multiple Ravens players coming. You got to think as a business owner, I mean, these are high profile clients. I kind of don't want them to stop coming here. And if I'm an owner and I have an employee that's going through some things, the employee might not want to speak up because they don't want to stop the business flow for the owner. They might be thinking like, I just want this to stop, but I don't want everything to be ruined. I just want to do my job. I don't want, like, who's going to believe me? He's Justin Tucker. Who would have think that the guy that makes kicks that looks dorky and nerdy and quirky is out here skeeting everywhere? Like it's just wouldn't be believable. But at the same token, I can kind of understand a hesitancy, and it's a difference when you have like lawsuits involved and kind of shady characters involved, and the stories don't kind of mix, and there's some room for reasonable doubt in this regard. Again, it's women that weren't even trying to make things public until the public came and found them and asked them questions, and then they were like, well, yeah, this is kind of what we're on. And when you hear these things, when you hear about local businesses in your town doing this to a player, I don't think this is something where we have to, like, due process is due process, but it's like, what room does the enterprise, the business, have to lie for? I can understand women, men lie, women lie, but businesses, entities, what do they have to lie for? If they said they banned them 10 years ago, they banned them 10 years ago, right? Like, just like a Macy's could say, yo, we banned Nick a long time ago because he was wilding with his friends. Like, yeah, we can kind of prove that, right? The silence. It's the silence for me, Sco. Mm-hmm. Just a blanket statement. We're investigating it. We take these allegations seriously. When Deontay Johnson was saying, I want to play in front of Nelson Aguilar and Tyler Wallace, people treated him like he was a school shooter. People treated him like he was the worst person in the world. And then we got Mr. Nasty Man over here, and there's silence. It's just kind of confusing sometimes, but I guess we'll see what happens to Mr. Tucker. I mean, and then, last point, people were acting like, or insinuating maybe this is like a frame job, or it's like he's been playing so bad the last 2 years, especially this year. He was like he had the 32nd ranked or 32nd best kick percentage in the league, which is, when you're 32nd best, you're not best, you're ass. Mm-hmm. 32 kickers plus, like, there was injuries this year. You were only 32nd. Wow. Yeah, but you don't need to frame him to come up off of that. It's not like he had a great season. We got to figure out a way to. He's trash. We could very well say we're moving on this year. Thank you, Justin Tucker, for your contributions, but we have to get younger and more efficient. I don't think we had to go through all of this just to get him out of here. That's all I'm saying.
Them John Harbaugh hugs make sense now.
Yeah, and then another thing, Scott, in the Nitty Gritty page, I mean, I've got multiple people DM in the page saying they knew about this months ago. Some said 2022 they were first told about it. Rumblings, things that, again, you hear about Justin Tucker, you really don't believe it. Going through a divorce, infidelity issues, these type of conversations in the background. We can't dispute the tweets. Mm-hmm. The tweets that came out from 2021, it's not like they were fabricated. Like, somebody wrote those 4 years ago, before this was a story. So it's like, at a certain point, Baltimore Ravens, well, we can't be sometimesy with this. Deontay Johnson can't be Lucifer and this guy be the person that we're protecting. That's just not how this is going to work.
Yeah, I was shocked by the protection. Pause. But
Are you really shocked? Like,
Yeah, are you really
the
shocked?
only
I'm
reason
not
I'm shocked,
Yeah, I
only
didn't know
reason I'm because he's not productive anymore. When you tell me 2012 to Detroit, when was that Detroit game? What's that? 2017, 2018?
Was that after that?
You talking about Legatron? I mean,
Yeah, 66. Was that 2020?
he hit like a 60 plus in Detroit twice.
That was like
One
a
of
few
them is
years ago.
before 2016, I thought.
I'm talking about the
But the other
record
one
one.
was
The one
like
that it was
20.
during the show because I said it shouldn't have counted because of the whole. But
Yeah.
you talking about that? Okay, cool. Because during that time, he was a secret weapon that wasn't a secret. Like, you get the Ravens past the 50, game was over. Once you see the decline, the one that y'all have been talking about for the last couple years, it was kind of like, all right, if you know this, that's an out.
Yeah, and by 2015, Justin Tucker was Justin Tucker.
Yeah. Like, if that happens a couple years ago, like, yo, that's an out. Like with Ray Rice, I'm glad he got through his situation, but he also averaged 3.2 yards a carry that year. So they easily could have been like, oh, yeah, you're not even productive anymore. You can go. Right. So we've seen that.
Ray Rice get a shot. Like,
because
he averaged 3.2 yards.
Hey, y'all don't have stinks. Y'all don't have stinks.
shot.
Hey, and while I'm here, shout out to Ray Rice and Milford Mill. Shout out to that is dope. I hate it had to be Milford Mill, but
now give him his own shout out. Get him out there. Get him out to Justin Tucker. Yeah.
But what I'm saying is you've seen teams say, oh, you're not productive anymore. You want a contract? Deshaun Watson? Oh, nah, you can get the hell out of here. So the fact that they just kept it under the rug and all these hugs, now I'm looking at the hugs like John Harbaugh knew Justin was going through something. He knew he was going through something. Never seen a coach really hug a guy for struggling. Go to the end of the bench and get your shit together. Seen that.
I don't even hug you in Pop Warner. Like,
no.
Like, I was a bit confusing. But it all makes sense now.
He's one of John Harbaugh, so quote unquote son. So they was going to protect. They're going to protect him, but he shouldn't be protected like Nick said. Like, get him out of here. Like, these things like that and that. You made a great point because I was like, they can say anything, but if somebody's getting banned from somewhere, that's why those got pulled the record. There's a reason why they banned you. I mean, they just not can't come back.
Yeah, if your picture's on the wall at security, security booth, yo, if you see dude, nobody is just not out here banning Justin Tucker.
Just for shits and gigs.
Yeah, he's one of the popular people in Baltimore. That's losing business.
We actually want you to keep coming back, but not like that. Stop coming.
Not leaving stuff on it. Not leaving stuff on the table. Like, you're doing too much.
Yeah, dog. Like, you're a millionaire. We're not gonna kick a millionaire out for no reason. You're not 10
and you banned from multiple establishments.
That's why we talk about Justin Tucker.
You went to About Faces and did this, and then you went to Massage Envy, and then you went to Salon
Plaza. He going to credible spots. He going to credible spots, and there's spots out here.
That's why your kicker can't be a superstar. Like, too many commercials. Your kicker shouldn't be a superstar.
See, 2012 to 2015 was before OnlyFans, wasn't it? Because
he probably had a Cam Soda though. If he getting down ways like that, he was.
It's multiple ways to skin a cat. I don't know if doing this to strangers is the best way to do it. Do it to somebody who's soliciting these. I don't know.
That's their job. No, you're right.
But you had somebody produce a complaint letter. So an employee wrote a letter to her establishment, her business, her place of business, and basically outlining all the things that Mr. Tucker did and how she's not comfortable. It was signed by a supervisor. You get what I'm saying? It's a primary. We talk about going back to history class. This was a primary source. Like, what are we talking about? Get them out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah. How much do we need to see? And it's like the silence is deafening, and it's
they saw him make that 50-yarder in Buffalo. They said, no, we gonna ride this out. We gonna ride this.
He might be back.
they saw him not struggle down the stretch and make that 50-yarder in the playoff game. We said, we gonna slow walk this. If they ain't taking it to court, we gonna slow walk this. And it's gonna be kicking in training camp. I guarantee.
and he struggled for the first quarter of the year, and then he kind of got it back on track.
After the hug.
Yeah, after Pittsburgh, he got
touch.
right.
It's the touch. See, that's the thing that scares me too. Is
they
like,
found him some tables.
When you he had no physical touch, they needed his love language.
Yeah. Them words of affirmation from John wasn't working. No, I need to be touched, my boy.
Put your hand on my shoulder.
That's crazy.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Oh my! Oh,
when you're not strong.
Yo, that's the thing that I be thinking about. Like when you take the freak out of a deviant, like we've seen how that affects a player. Like I don't know if I want to lose more games for messing with him. Like let's rebuild as far as at that position.
You said Deshaun lost his superpowers.
Yo, dog, I'm telling you. That like, first year,
like Hercules, and Hercules movie when Hades stole his soul.
Yeah, he out here like Patrick and Larry Johnson, and he has no powers. He has no power. They on Mighty Mountain somewhere, dog. The first year, niggas was like, "Yo, Deshaun been hurt. Let's give him a dog. We 3 years into this contract. He is a bum, and the only thing that's changed is his physical therapy routine." It's real, like it's legit. Helga is putting the Russian hands on him. And this Helga, this ain't right. Get your Pataki hands off.
When I saw Justin continue going wide left, I knew something was wrong, yo. Something had to be. I just couldn't put my finger on it, yo. Like why wide left, and it was just like, now we know he's pent up.
Yeah, he wasn't getting that Johnny Gill. He wasn't getting that Johnny Gill. He wasn't rubbing him the right way. Yeah.
Hey man.
All right. So do y'all cut him from this point? Like, does he?
Yeah, man. You can't have creeps on your team.
Yeah.
If it was me if I was the holier than thou organization I purport myself to be, I'd be zero tolerance, Mr. Zero Tolerance, right?
Gotta go, right?
He's committing crimes. You gotta commit.
And I think the grace has already been given to Mr. Tucker. He's been able to get extensions. He ain't in jail. No civil suits. Niggas ain't trying to sue him. Like
they really just want you to know who he is.
Yeah, you can't. If you're a captain, you can't be doing that type of stuff. You gotta go.
And I remember John vividly when Deshaun was going through his trials and tribulations. John was holier than thou on that microphone saying, "Yeah, I would. I'm just glad I work for an organization that is zero tolerance. We would never deal with those type of things. And we made the decision a long time ago that we would be an organization that blah 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 blah." And it's like, look at y'all now. Shut up.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's true.
No fun when the rabbit get it done.
No.
It's not when it's your man Justin. It'd been different if it was another player, but if it was Justin, not Justin.